Cool.
All right. So how do you feel that Heather has evolved from season 1 to right now?
Well, I definitely think that the writers were listening in to our microphones throughout the season because even from the beginning of the season one to end of the season, our characters definitely took on a lot of our characteristics. I think one of the biggest things that they definitely took from my personality was Heather being such a big horror fan with the whole Schwank episode from season 3.
That's cool. How do you feel? Have you had a big part in her transformation, or do you feel you had a big impact on the way she's evolved through the seasons?
Yeah, I definitely think that the writers saw my confidence level. And I think that, you know, no matter what Heather looks like on the outside or, what crazy turtleneck or vintage clothing I'm wearing, they still see that, I carry myself with a good amount of confidence. And I think that that definitely influenced the Heather character. She's not this meek and mousy, nerd in the back of the class. She's got a lot to say.
Right. Yeah, she's a definitely interesting character. She's one of my favorites in the show, to be honest.
Thank you.
She's very funny.
Appreciate that.
Do you think that she'll ever find love, and especially with Dan?
Absolutely. I think just about as much love as any high schooler should find. maybe we'll
I know she
save
has a
that
big crush
for.
on Dan.
Yeah. I think anything past the hand holding and the googly eyes should probably be saved for if there's a college spinoff.
We'll see. We'll wait and see, right?
Absolutely.
So speaking of romance, how much of the novel writing in the romance episode was improvised or was written by the other writers for you guys to read?
Honestly, not too much of the show is improvised because within 22 minutes and with so many cast members, everything has to move at an extremely fast pace. So occasionally, if we have a day where, bless us, if there's a little bit of extra time and we have some time to improv, sometimes a little bit of that gets snuck in there. I know Glenn has a lot of little improvs that'll make it into the final cut, but ultimately it's say your line as quickly as it can so it doesn't get cut out of the final final episode.
Gotcha. I spoke to Eddie Levy recently, and we spoke about how hard it was to keep the giggles inside on set because there's so many people, that are very humorous and very, funny on set. It was hard to keep it
Yes.
inside. Did you feel the same way?
Oh, absolutely. I think, there's a lot of times where I forget we're even rolling and it just becomes a game of, we're just all there, all these brilliant comedians, and it's, see who can make everybody else laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you're up against somebody like Glenn Howerton or Patton Oswalt, you're going to lose.
Yeah, I think if I was on set and you doing the Heather character, I would definitely, have the giggles nonstop.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, the glasses do help me because since I can't see through the glasses very well, it helps. It's pretty much like I'm going into the scene blind, so I can't see all the silly facial expressions that everybody's are doing.
It's a good look.
Yeah,
definitely good look. Definitely a good look.
Thank you.
How was it hard, or how easy was it having Bruce Campbell, a horror legend, on set?
Oh, that was super cool. I'm definitely not the person to necessarily geek out, but AP Bio has definitely had some pretty cool guest stars, and that was definitely a treasure.
Did you get any advice from him on your horror stuff or input?
No, I don't like to bother people when they're in their space. I figure, if we're meant to connect, we'll cross paths again in a less stressful environment. Especially during COVID this season, I was like, I'm gonna maybe not approach the guest stars because it's a little bit different right now. We're all shielded up and masked up and getting tested every single day.
So you didn't want to fangirl out in a way.
Absolutely.
You're a big part of social media. What kind of fan feedback have you been receiving from season 4?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's an incredible amount of artists who apparently watch the show because I get so much cool Heather fan art. That's been, one of the best things about working on the show is, getting tagged in all these incredible pictures and paintings and sketches of my character.
And you do some art yourself, so that's gotta be nice to see.
Yes, I do. I have a little Etsy shop, The Art of Allisyn, and I've been painting ever since I could pick up a brush.
Yeah, I've seen some of your work. It's pretty nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a lot of fun. That's always been my way to relax after a long day.
You do it out in your downtime a lot?
Yes, it was also my dad's way of keeping me entertained because I've been, acting since I was 4 years old. And,
Hmm.
when you're trying to entertain a 5 year old on a long day of set, it's nice to, have a coloring book and some crayons and sketch
Right.
paper and colored pencils. So that was always his way of making sure that I was one of the more well behaved kids and not running around and causing mayhem in the middle of work.
Gotcha. What can you tell me about your Watch the Footage company?
Yeah, so I've been producing films with my now husband, Dylan Snyder, and our producer, Bob Morrison, for several years now under Watch the Footage Productions. And it has been such a blast to kind of create this space where all these creatives can kind of come together and safely explore strange concepts without anybody else telling us oh, this needs to be cut or you need to do it like this instead. And just having that freedom to kind of do whatever we would want to see in film.
Hmm.
There's especially a lot of us who we've been in the acting industry and we want to get behind the camera, and so that's allowed us the opportunity to explore and play behind the camera.
Right. And how is it working with your husband?
It
Is it easy, hard?
it's super easy, and I wouldn't have married him if that wasn't the case. I always say that it's interesting. The people that I surround myself with in life and the people that I find myself spending the most time with are people who I can create with.
Hmm.
And so I spend so much time with my family because they've been here since day one. I've roped them into countless projects. As a kid, I was always recruiting my mom to make costumes for me, and my dad would hold the camera and help me edit. And I didn't know how to ride a bike as a kid, but I knew how to work iMovie. And so as soon as Dylan and I started dating, I immediately roped him in. He became our boom operator on my web series, and he started running camera for all of my Watch the Footage shorts. And it just it quickly evolved. And Dylan's always been such a gearhead and loves like the technical aspects of filmmaking. So that's
Hmm.
been really cool to I'm much more of, I think, the right brain and he's the left brain, and it's a perfect little union.
Perfect balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, out of the many hats you wear, do you prefer acting, writing, directing, producing more? Like,
I
what's your
definitely,
favorite out of all those?
yeah, I definitely prefer behind the camera. I consider myself a storyteller, and anything I can do behind the camera to help tell a brilliant story, that's where I'm happiest.
What can you tell us about any upcoming projects you may have in the pipeline,
Yeah,
if
so
anything?
yeah, October is really exciting for me. I already love spooky season and everything that it brings. But this October in particular, I have two short films that are being released through Fun Size Horror on Amazon as part of their Shocktail series, their Shocktail Party
Okay.
series. So I have one of them titled Room 566, which we've been teasing for a long time. And I know everybody's excited to see. It's a project that I wrote and Dylan directed. It is about my anxieties surrounding hospitals, and we wanted to go for a very like old school horror, like The Shining, like that slow, dramatic kind of build. And then the other short film that I have coming out is called Don't Turn Off the Ghost Light. And that is one that I collaborated with my former Disney Channel castmate, Matthew Scott Montgomery from So Random.
Okay.
He wrote the project, and it's something that I directed, and I'm so excited for everybody to see that. I think Matthew Scott is an absolutely brilliant writer, and I can't wait to to show everybody what we came up with.
Is there an exact date for the Room 566 on Amazon, or is that not determined yet?
Follow me on Instagram, always Allisyn, and I will be posting about the
There you go.
release. Yeah, yeah, we have we're actually screening it at a festival this Saturday, October 2nd.
Okay.
We're going to be in Shriekfest.
Okay. Well, good luck
Yeah,
with that, and hopefully it's a success at the festival and gets a lot
thank
of
you.
views on Amazon.